This man was lost at sea for 438 days, and he kept his dead friend's body to talk to it. No engine, no radio, no fishing gear, and no rescue. He was lost with only an icebox and a bucket. The ocean itself became his greatest enemy. Towering storms, blinding sun, starvation, and the crushing weight of isolation. Not only that, he later faced legal accusations. To stay alive, he followed a harsh set of unwritten rules. Survive by any means. Use fishing skills, collect rainwater, and improvise tools. No engine, no radio, no external help. All progress must be self-earned. Resource management, balance energy, hydration, and mental strength every single day. Respect the pack. Honor his friend's last wish to deliver a message to his mother. Endurance over time. The timer is 438 continuous days without outside supply. Ahead waited months of unimaginable challenges. The death of his only companion, and even a shocking twist when he finally reached land. How did a man with his dead friend survive more than a year adrift? Let's find out. Meet Jose Salvador Alvarenga, a seasoned fisherman from Mexico, and his fishing partner, Ezequiel Cordoba. On November 17, 2012, they set off from Costa Azul, Mexico, for what was meant to be a 2-day fishing trip. They were fishing 50 to 100 miles offshore in risky deep sea waters. Everything was calm and normal. They never knew the sky was brewing for them to face the unthinkable. Within hours of their trip, a violent Pacific storm struck. For 7 endless days, Jose and Ezequiel battled the sea itself. They scooped water with a plastic bucket until their hands cramped and bled. Every wave threatened to flip the boat. In the darkness of night, the ocean roared so loud they couldn't even shout to each other. One monstrous swell hurled Ezequiel overboard. Jose lunged, grabbing a fistful of hair and dragging him back seconds before the current claimed him. When the storm finally broke, the engine was dead, the radio gone, their supplies washed away. Wind and current carried them far beyond the coast. They were left with only the icebox and a bucket. Around them, nothing but horizon. No land, no ships, only an ocean that had already shown how merciless it could be. After the storm's fury faded, a slower, crueler trial began. The heat was merciless. The boat's floor turned into a frying pan, blistering their feet. Salt crystals caked their faces, and every breath tasted like salt. Thirst hit hardest. With their drinking water gone, they tipped back their heads to the sky for mercy. When no rain came, they swallowed their own urine just to keep their throats from closing. Then hunger followed. Jose, a fisherman since childhood, turned instinct into survival. He dove barehanded into the ocean to grab fish, wrestled squirming seabirds from the air, even cracked open small turtles and sharks for meat. Sometimes they sliced open a bird and drank its blood for hydration. Week after week, they endured. Jose's skill and sheer will kept them alive, but the Pacific kept reminding them it could take everything at any moment. After months of hunger and thirst, the ocean claimed its first life. Ezequiel Cordoba, just 22, began to slip away long before his final breath. He talked more and more about home, about his mother, about the things he would never see again. One calm day, Ezequiel made a final request. "Tell my mother that I am with God." They said their goodbyes. He died peacefully, the sea rocking the small boat as if to mark the moment. Now, Jose was truly alone. The silence was a new kind of torture, heavier than the storm, heavier than hunger. He kept Ezequiel's body beside him for days, speaking to it as if his friend might still answer. Eventually, with a heart that felt hollow, he committed his friend's body to the sea, a final act of love and unbearable loss. Then, after 438 days of nothing but water, something changed. At first, Jose thought it was a mirage, another cruel trick of light on the endless Pacific. But as the hours passed, the outline sharpened, rugged peaks, dark green slopes, land. The current carried his battered boat closer until the sand beneath the waves finally ground against its hull. He plunged into the surf, every muscle screaming, and swam the last stretch. For the first time in 438 days, Jose was no longer fighting the ocean. He had reached the Marshall Islands. 11 days in a Marshall Islands hospital gave Jose the first real rest his body had known in more than a year. When he was finally strong enough, Jose flew home to El Salvador. Crowds greeted him as a living legend, yet he carried a private mission. He traveled to Mexico to fulfill the promise that kept him anchored through the darkest nights, to tell Ezequiel Cordoba's mother that her son died peacefully, and that his last words were of her, but peace didn't last. A few days after the rescue, Ezekiel's family filed a $1 million lawsuit. They accused Jose of the unthinkable, cannibalism. He flatly denied it, pointing to the pact he and Ezekiel shared and the dignity with which he laid his friend to rest. His lawyer fought back, and the claim was thrown out. Journalist Jonathan Franklin turned Jose's journey into the best-selling book of 438 Days, translated into multiple languages and inspiring documentaries, talk show interviews, and worldwide debate about the limits of human endurance. Today, Jose lives quietly in El Salvador. He still gives the occasional interview and speaks about survival, hope, and mental strength, but chooses a private life far from the headlines and far from the ocean that nearly claimed him. If this story of unbreakable spirit moved you, help it reach more people. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you don't miss more incredible true stories.